Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to create auto-scaling groups and what are the steps which are involved in the creation of auto-scaling group. So let's proceed with the demo. To create an auto-scaling group, we need to go to EC2 dashboard and there is an option of auto-scaling group down there. So click on this, click on create auto-scaling group. So yeah, let's just name this auto scaling group as test auto scaling group. And here you can see that there is an option of launch template and which is necessary. If I just click on next, so you will see the error that we need to create a launch template. So I've already explained in my theory session that why we need launch template. We need launch template for auto scaling group because it will create same EC2 instances with the same configuration, same networking setting and everything the same. Suppose there are two desired instances which are running and auto scaling group need to create another EC2, create the same EC2 instance based on these settings. So that is why we need to create a launch template. So for this, click on create a launch template. So I'm just going to name this launch template as test launch template. And this is its version 1. So now let's select the operating system for our EC2 instances. I'm going with the Ubuntu because the EC2 instances will serve an Nginx page. And so for now, I'm just going to stick with this, which is don't include in launch template instance type. So as of now, I'm not selecting any kind of instance type so that I can explain you an option while creating an auto scaling group. And key pair, we do not need key pair as for this demo. Also subnet, I am going to include this security group. We need to select existing security group which was the default in the default VPC. And no, we need to create auto scaling group because our Nginx page will serve on port 80, so that is why. So I'm going to name the security group as Nginx security group and description is allow HTTP and inbound rules are HTTP port 80 and from anywhere. And in the advanced details session, there is an option of user data script and this is the script. Now I'm going to create launch template. So I'm going to remind you that I have not selected any kind of instance type due to some reason. So yeah, if I go to this instance type, you will see this blank. That's mean when I create auto scaling group, it will automatically assign instance type to that EC2 instances. Now let me just refresh this. And this is the launch template. And as you guys can see, its version is default, which is 1. And next. So yeah, I have not selected any instance type because I want to explain you guys this option, which is choose instance launch option. So now that we are in launch, choose launch options section of auto scaling group, this part decides how AWS will choose which instances to launch when scaling happens. We have two main options. Number one is specify instances attribute and other is manual add instances type. So this option is recommended approach. Instead of setting a fixed instance type, we define a requirement like CPU. As you guys can see, we define requirement like CPUs, memory. For example, we say we need 2 CPUs and 4 GB RAM. So auto scaling group will launch EC2 instances based on these settings. So what I was trying to explain you guys, instance specify instance attribute setting is the option where we define our own CPU, RAM, and any instance setting. So when auto scaling group need to create or scale new EC2 instance, it will launch that particular instance based on this setting. So by doing this, AWS will automatically choose the best instance type that matches these requirements. This gives us flexibility, better availability, and even cost optimization. The second option is manually add instances type. In this case, we explicitly define which instance type like to use, like T3 micro, T3 small, or any other. The downside is that if those instances type are not available, scaling might fail. So in real world production systems, we usually prefer the first option because it's more flexible and reliable. Below that, we also have purchase options. These are the purchase options where we can choose between on demand and spot instances. On demand is stable but costly, but while spot is cheaper, can be interrupted. So depending on your use case, you can balance cost and reliability here. So this option will only appear if you do not select any kind of instance type while creating a launch template. So I do not want this. I want my EC2 instances to be specifically of T3.micro or T2.micro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify my launch template, modify template, and let's say this is as version 2, and here I will only include the instance type which is T2.micro, which is enough for an Nginx page. And let's verify the user data script if it appears. Yes, it is. Create template version. Now it will create another version. So if I go to previous step and select the version 2, here you can see that it has included T2.micro as instance type. And if I click on next, you will see that choose instance launch options are now disabled. So now we need to select the VPC and subnet. So in this case, I'm just creating this demo in the default VPC. We need to select at least 2 or 3 subnets. So let me just select USDs 1A and B for this particular demo. And availability zone distribution. So there are 2 options: balance best effort and balance only. So auto scaling automatically balance instances if launching of EC2 instance fails. So if you select this balance best effort, it will, if it is not able to create EC2 instance in one available zone, it will try to attempt to create to another healthy available zone. So this option is the best. Next. So this is the option where we integrate auto scaling group with other services. As of now, I am not including any kind of load balancer and VPC lattice integrations options. So this is because I have not elaborated you what are load balancers and what are their use cases. In the upcoming videos, when I'll explain you what is load balancer and what are the kind of load balancer, we will create a mini project where we include auto scaling group and load balancing. So next, so there is an option of configure group size and scaling. So we need to define what are our desired capacity, what are the minimum instances are, what can be the maximum. So desired are 2, minimum is 1, and let's say maximum are 3. So it will try to maintain 2 instances at any time. If the traffic is low based on the policy we have used, we will use. So it will make sure that minimum one instance is always running, and we can scale, auto scaling group can scale this these EC2 instances up to 3. So there is an option of automatic scaling where we choose target tracking policy. I have explained you these, so I'm going to stick with this target tracking policy. And these are some metrics type: average CPU utilization, average network in bytes or out bytes, and application load balancer request per count. So I'm going to stick with average CPU utilization, and let's say I have selected 75%. So what will happen when the one of the desired instances will hit 75% of CPU, it will scale another. So there is an option of instance maintenance policy. Let's discuss these. These settings control what happens when auto scaling replaces instances. For example, when an instance becomes unhealthy or during updates, AWS need to replace it. Now the question is, should AWS launch a new instance first or terminate the old one first? We have few options here. So the first option is no policy, means AWS will decide automatically. This is a default but not very predictable. The second option is launch before terminating. In this case, AWS will first launch a new instance, wait until it's become healthy, and then they terminate the old one. So the third option is terminate. This ensures high availability, meaning no downtime, but it may temporarily increase cost. Third option is terminate and launch. Here AWS first terminate the old instance and launches a new one. This saves cost but can be a short downtime. And the fourth option is custom behavior, where we can define our own rule for minimum and maximum capacity during replacement. So if your application is critical and cannot afford downtime, always choose launch before terminating. But if cost is your first priority, you can go with the terminate and launch. So this is the demo. I'm going to click on no policy and click on next. So there is an option of notification where we can add SNS topics, and we can add some alerts if something happens. I'm going to click on next, and we can also tag this auto scaling group, and let's just click on create auto scaling group. So it is updating the capacity, which means it is running EC2 instances. So there is one EC2 instance. It is updating capacity. So the desired capacity is 2, which means 2 EC2 instances must be in running state. If I refresh this, so you guys can see that there are 2 EC2 instances. This is the first instance. This is its public IP. Let me just grab this its public IP and paste here. And also let's go to the second one. This is the second one. This is its public IP. As you guys can see, Nginx is installed, and if I refresh this, welcome to Nginx. So our user data script is working fine. Yeah, Nginx is installed by user data and this. So this is how we create auto scaling group, and I've elaborated the step. In the upcoming videos, I'll explain you about the load balancers, and then we will create a mini project where we use load balancer and auto scaling group hands on.